Hey everybody, we created a new tool in Trade Canary for looking at earnings reports as they release. So this tool under Digging Deep, Upcoming Earnings, looks for companies that are scheduled to report earnings in the next 7 days. We then group them by day and give you some ability to filter this out and look for really only those companies that you think might be interesting from a sector, from a market cap, and from a strength perspective. So by default, we have it set for $100 billion market cap or more in the finance and technology sector. So think about what we're doing there, right? We're looking for technology and finance, the two most popular sectors that kind of traders play within. And then we're looking at 100 billion market cap and greater. These are the biggest and best companies on earth. So we can do some additional filtering, and we'll do some of that in just a moment here, but let's look at these results and just talk through what we're seeing. So on 7/22, Now and AT&T are reporting. Those are the only two reports that match our criteria. So if we uncheck finance and technology, you can see the list updates immediately. We now have 7 reports to look at. And let's take just a look at this first one, TMO. Now I'll tell you, I already looked at this and I already am interested. So let's start with the chart. You can see I drew a line on here. I was just looking at this 5 minutes ago while prepping this video, and right off the bat, amazing find. Can you see the price setup here? We had a breakout in 2020, new all-time highs, and then for the last few years, it's been whittling down and pulled back into the breakout point. And that's where price started becoming reactive. See how the price reacted here on the right side? Why is it reacting? Because of this breakout and consolidation here. So there's price memory informing traders and fundamental analysts that maybe TMO, Thermo Fisher Scientific, is interesting in these lower 400s. Let's click on the company chart here and look at it from the view of Trade Canary. Now notice we have Strength Trader down in the low 30s. So we're probably going to see some buy signals here, right? Now, Thermo Fisher Scientific, I've heard of these guys. They basically do industrial chemicals and various other instruments for dealing with sort of the scientific manufacturing realm. So I love the company from that view. I don't fully understand everything they sell, but I know they're one of the best in the business because I've heard their company name. I know Thermo Fisher Scientific. So that's one clue I love to find in a new potential investment or a potential trade is I've heard of this company. So it's a household name. I'm not playing in that low market cap scale where nobody's heard about it and they might be diluting their shares or something like that, right? So, okay, let's continue with TMO. So, like I said, buy signals galore. So we know that because strength is in the lower half. That means it's, remember the chart we looked at, right? So the chart became reactive. So it did get down into the buy zone with the under 30. It produced these buy signals and then it started moving up. That's what was happening here. Came in, price started getting reactive. So that's where these buy signals triggered and they did play out. So the company itself, are they profitable? Yes. 361 billion in free cash. That's almost all I need to know from the perspective of their fundamentals. These guys have 361 billion from last quarter. That's free cash flow. Another interesting tidbit is the average analyst target on Thermo Fisher is 554. This is currently sitting at 423, right? So we have a lot of room to move up if this is going to start becoming bullish again. So let's just go through the rest of this, the column here. So company preview, clickable link. You can get into the unusual options or the chart on TradingView. Then we have market cap. Remember, 100 billion and greater in this search. And then below 52-week high. This is a great window into price. How much lower are we than their last year of trading's high price, right? So we're 34% lower. That means we have a lot of room to move up to that higher range. And if they post good earnings or just the technicals start moving in that direction, well, maybe we've got a sweet trade setup here. as opposed to something like GE. Now let's look at GE here. 0.16 below their 52-week high. That means that their chart is probably really stretched out maximally. In fact, they are, and this is another one I was just looking at because of this list. And I want to talk through what an earnings report does to price. Because in the case of GE, they better post great guidance, great earnings, and not disappoint when your price is stretched here. Look, Strength Trader, we're up in the 60s, almost 70 into the warn zone. 52-week price pegging to almost all-time highs, and you can see it right here on the chart. So if the earnings do not post that good guidance, like I mentioned, and post good results for this previous quarter, most likely price is going to start pulling down into where we can get some reactive price memory down here into the low 200s. So I'm not interested in GE just based on the metrics I can see here on this row in the table. 0.16 below 52-week high, Strength Traders up near Warren, 52-week price history is pegged at the top. As opposed to TMO, Thermo Fisher Scientific, we're getting buy signals. We're at the low end of 52-week price history. Okay, does that mean I buy it though? Well, their earnings is come out today after market close. So maybe I take my one share anchor position, and then tomorrow I come in, let's see what the CEO said regarding guidance. Let's see what fundamentals they posted. And then we can start making some determinations on where price goes and putting on that trade. So that's the default that's how we're looking at earnings, keeping it simple. What's the market cap? How far below 52-week high? Are they positive or negative earnings? Where do they sit in relation to that 52-week price history? And then the all-important Strength Trader. Is it up into the Warren areas where the price is stretched? Or are we getting a deal, right? And then we need to understand, why are we getting a deal? That's the next question to ask. And that's what the earnings report's going to tell us. So let's just do a couple more filters. Strength. Let's say we only want to find those TMO type setups, right? Where strength is low, 52-week price history is low. So we can filter 40 and under strength, and it immediately updates the list. Now look at this. We have eliminated every single company reporting in the next 7 days. TMO is the only one that fits the bill. Well, let's go down the cap scale a little bit. Let's go 10 billion and above with 40, right? Okay, now we've got a bunch more reports. So we've got 5 today on 7/22. We've got 0 tomorrow. So you can see what strength's doing there, right? It's eliminating a lot of companies where price might be really stretched out. So I'm going to leave it there. Please go through these results, use these. Let us know if you have any questions. You can filter out to find those companies that you might be interested in from the perspective of market cap, sectors, and then use strength to find the setups. So that's it. It's super simple. And here's to a happy earnings season in 2025.